Everybody wants
Yo, welcome back to
alternative milk.
Alternative Milk Podcast. That is where I'm at right now. I don't know why I had a brain fart. Like I couldn't remember the name, but happy to have you here. Welcome to the best podcast this side of the Rocky Mountains. And when you're done admiring how great we are, go over to Instagram and the Twitter. Instagram, where are we? At Alternative Milk Pod. And when you're done with that, head over to the Twitter at Alternative Milk, no second I. If you can't spell it, go to the description where I will have a whole example. But I believe in you. I believe we are all smart enough to figure out how to go use social medias and follow me. Because I like being followed. I like talking to people. I like conversing with the masses. And my emails are always down there. You can send me an email. Shoot it up. Don't shoot it up. Shoot it down. Shoot it somewhere. The point is, you go, I'll listen. And today, hopefully, you're willing to listen to my next episode in My Hero Academia, episode 9 in my rewatched series. What's that shit called? Yeah, Just Do Your Best, Ida. What a title. Yeah, Just Do Your Best, Ida. In a quick little synopsis, Class 1A has to elect a class representative and everyone wants the job. How will they choose? And what lies in wait for them at the next class? It's a weird combination of an episode because it's combining two chapters from the manga. And just real quick for everybody, this is spoiler light, so there are going to be spoilers in this episode, especially this episode, based on what I just saw. There are going to be spoilers because, hey, it's rewatched. I put it in the title to make it easier for you. But back to the episode. Yeah, just do your best, Ida. It's weird because it's adapted from like chapter 12 where the whole thing is okay, the Ida part, that's important, that makes sense. But the second half of the episode, which is like the first half of chapter 13 of the manga, it really doesn't really fit the first tone, but that of the first half of the episode, but I'm happy they didn't try to stretch it out. I guess they could have added a little filler, but I don't know if you still make it to 20 the 20-minute mark to make this whole thing happen. So they did their best for what they had, and I appreciate it. Because in the first part, which is like I said, the title like 8 times, yeah, just do your best. Ida focuses on what I feel is what it takes to be a leader. Because this is a superhero school, and this class 1A and class 1B, and it's 20 kids in each of those classes, so that's 40. And then there's 3 years of high school, so 40, 80, 120. There's 120 kids that go to this school, around that number, depending on who drops out and all that other mess or kicked out of school, that are potentially hero candidates. And leadership is a big part of it. When they in the episode, because it's all about electing the next class president. And newsflash, it's Ida. They put it in the title. They make it easy for you. But when it opens up, it shows the students trying to walk into the school, and the media's there. They're like, I want to know what's happening with All Might. Hook us up. Trying to interview all the kids. They even recognize Bakugo from the sludge filling incident that happened the summer prior. But they're all trying to get the scoop on what's All Might like in class. How's he as a teacher? What's he teaching them? And lucky Mr. Isaiah was there. He's like, hey, y'all need to stop bothering my kids. They are here to learn, buddy. So, one of the reporters steps over the line, tries to go through the gate, and automatically gets shut down by the defense system, which does seem pretty weak, but I'm assuming because, like, a gate comes up that blocks the main entrance, and other gates, like metal walls, come up behind the main gate. But it's like, well, we know heroes can fly. Like, literally, Bakugo was hanging out with somebody that can fly when they at the previous school. So what's to stop them from just flying over the gate? But that's a whole nother thing. So everybody wants All Might. Everybody wants some of All Might, but everybody can't get all of All Might. So they got a quick shot where it shows Shigaraki behind all the reporters just standing menacingly, and he doesn't have his hands on. If that because you see him later in the episode, and he has his signature hands that actually turn out to be his. Well, I don't know. Is that a spoiler from the show? Oh, that was in the show. Yeah, they already happened in the show. This is a super spoiler if you've only ever watched season 1, but because I think it's in season 5, the hands are actually, well, All For One told him that they're the hands of his family members that he accidentally killed when his quirk awakened. But who's to really say as of yet? Mr. Arzawa, he gets all class 1A in there in the homeroom. He's like, hey, y'all need to pick a fucking class representative and do it quick. And it's cool because like all the students start raising their hands like, well, I want to be the representative. I want to be representative. And it's explained that this can be a good way for a hero agency to see you and know that you're able to lead. Because if you're going to be a hero, that means you're going to be a natural leader. Like, especially if you're going to run a agency by yourself. And I don't know if you went over it, but, having a hero agency basically means that you're who they call in the area that you patrol, that you go out. They say, hey, we have an assignment. We got bank robbers here. We got a fire. We have people mugging people. They're going to call that agency in the area, and you're basically going to go out there and try to help everyone as much as you can. And then you'll have people that work under you. They call them sidekicks. And then later in the episode, Tenya explains that who his brother and family is, and that his brother actually has 60-something sidekicks. That seems like way too many. When you hear some of the numbers of these agencies of all the sidekicks they have, I'm like, I mean, I guess the more you have, the more assignments you can do. But are they effective sidekicks? Are they all like can meet the standard that you have for yourself? Those are extra important things that you have to be able to adjust for in a hero society. But they all vote. Everybody wants to be the class rep, and actually Izuku ends up winning, and Momo, a girl that be creating shit, she comes in second, and it's crazy. I want to say Tenya voted for him, and you're Uraraka, and I'm not sure if he voted for him. I think he said who are the 3 people that voted for me. So there's potentially a third person that thought he was, because I can't remember if they say it or not, and maybe we learn later, but that thought he was worthy of representing the class, being who they need. And it's such a cool thing for the students to do something traditionally high school would do, like, hey, we're picking a class representative, especially based on all the anime I've seen. That's something they do with all the high schools in Japan, for the class to pick somebody to represent them. And I mean, he's a little timid, but he's our guy. He wanted to do it, and he got voted into it. Is he the best? Can he lead? Because to start the election process, it was actually Tenya who came up with the suggestion, like, hey guys, we should all vote. This should be a democratic process. Make it all happen. And it's weird because when it came down to voting, Tenya actually did not vote for himself, but nobody else voted for him either. And Izuku ended up with 3 votes. I'm assuming all 3 people voted for him and thought he would be best. Based on everything he's done so far, I can see why they thought he would be a good leader, able to use his head in tactical situations. But Tenya really, he cares a lot, and that can be too much for some people. Like, all right, calm the fuck down, my guy. You're 10. You're at a 10. I need you at a 2. But when they're in the lunchroom and Tenya's sitting with Ochaka and our main boy, just, telling his family and the legacy, the lineage he comes from, and how he just wants to make his family proud and be a hero that's worthy of his name. Like, they're multi-generational family. And his brother's like part of one of the best agencies in the Tokyo area. He's a famous pro hero. But as they were talking about it, alarms go off. So one of the students, they point to that somebody must have infiltrated the system, and like this is the first time this has ever happened while I've been in UA. Everybody start panicking. They all trying to run to the exits, but it's crowded and people are pushing against each other. They're all stuck. And I didn't want to say it brought chills. Like this was like a recent concert incident where multiple people died because they were crushed in a crowd. But a lot of people did panic. And it's weird because these third-year students are panicking, but some of you are potentially going to be heroes after the school year is over. Like, you're going to be the people saving lives. Like, why are you panicking? And Tenya is able to realize that, oh, we shouldn't be panicking. It's just people from the press outside that made it through the school. And they cut to I was and President Mike out there talking to them. Like, hey, y'all shouldn't be here. The fuck? Y'all need to step the fuck back. And telling them and the police are coming anyway. So Tenya comes up with a plan. He sees Ochaka in the crowd, tells her, hey, touch my hand. I'm going to float. He floated and he ran and he warned everybody. He used, it was smart. Everything he did was smart tactically. He used what he had. He was able to get up there and warn everybody, hey, y'all need to calm the fuck down. It's nothing but, some press made it through the gates. Y'all acting like some crazy motherfuckers. Had to drink a little more rum on that. Like, a fraction of y'all trying to be pro heroes, and here y'all is here panicking. And some of y'all want to work in support. Y'all may be in a support situation, but it's not how you think students at UA would act. Just panicking like that, all crowding at the door. Really brought shame into themselves. But didn't bring shame. Our main boy realizes, hey, you know what? In this situation of being class rep, Tenya is a way better representative than me. He's vocal. He's able to give clear commands. And that's one of the things that Tenya focused on during that incident when everybody's rushing to exit. He told himself, I have to give clear commands so everybody knows how to act. And then it impressed Izuku, who's like, hey, guys, this guy needs to be your class rep. And everybody agreed once they were in the classroom. Like, yeah, that's our guy. He was able to clearly tell us how the situation should be handled. The police came up next, and everybody was like, hey, let's calm the fuck down. Now, Momo was upset because she's like, hey, I got 2 votes. This guy got 0. Y'all skipping over me, but that's cool. That's cool. She ain't cried too hard. She cried a little bit, but not too hard. But it was definitely cool seeing our main people out there and kind of showcasing off his train of thought of how he handles the situation, because we know that he's always super strict and just seeing like everybody interact in like a classroom setting, that was also good. But then it shows the principal and what's our girl Midnight and I think somebody else. They actually go out to the gate and they're like, how people break in, and the gate is like, looks like it's rubble or turned to crumbled, like it decayed. And that's going to allude to Shigaraki. And by itself, that seems like a great episode, but it wouldn't be long enough. So I understand why they added the second part. But I like how that's something I didn't catch my first time through, that the gate was crumbled. And then once I figure out what Shigaraki power is, like, oh, well, he's the one that crumbled the gate. His power was decay. He decayed the gate. And that's how he got in, to get the information of where All Might was going to be that day. Because it doesn't really give a time frame of how long it's been. But in the second half of the episode, they do show pro heroes, Kamui Woods and Mount Lady, dealing with a villain. He's like a big pink guy, and he has hostages. But All Might comes, uses his Missouri Smash, knocks him out, saves the hostages. Everything's good, and he runs. But then All Might hears something else. He's like, bro, they're going to make me late for the next UA event they're having for Class 1A. But he can't ignore people that need help. So he talks about how since he's given up his quirk, he's not able to maintain his form as long. So when the event happens, like he can't be immediately there. He's like has to call him like, hey, I'm gonna be late. I ain't gonna make it. And the event is Class 1A. They're going over to the USJ. The USJ, because they're gonna do basically they're gonna do saving people, how to rescue saving. And what they call USJ? Unforeseen Stimulation Joint. And everybody's like, you mean like Universal Studios Japan? So that's kind of a good nod to Universal Studios, but it definitely shows all the students are dressing up in their hero costumes again. Our main boy, he can't because he fucked that shit up like the last event they had. But you're getting a sense of their personalities now. We're seeing them more. They're talking to each other on the bus. Deku's actually surprised that, hey, they're picking on Bakugo. They're like, whoa, this is flipped on his head because he was always the one getting picked on. But everybody's like, hey, bro, you need to calm the fuck down. You need to take a chill pill because he's a little too explosive sometimes. But you're definitely seeing Sue and Shoto and Kaminari and even Kishirama. They're all able to show their personality. We're in the essence of the episode. So basically they get to USJ and got famous rescue hero 13. She's like, hey guys, we're gonna have a good time. Here's some rules. We have to be careful. And I like her talking about how my quirk, which I can suck things in and disintegrate them to dust, but it can also be used to kill people. And you guys have tested some of the limits of your quirk in some tests you did with Mr. Awaza, but now you have to know how to effectively use your quirk. So not only can you beat a villain, but can you help people when they're in need? Because, for example, if Bakugo, he can blow somebody up. That's fine. But when he was the villain, like if he was a hero in that situation, and that last thing they did, and he would have blown up half the building, the structure can crumble, and one of their hostages in there, you risk killing them or innocent bystanders down low. So it's definitely something they have to be aware of. And right when they're getting all this lessons and stuff, and they're figuring out, hey, this is gonna be cool, and All Might's not gonna be there. Mr. Ozawa, he's pissed. He's like, bro, we're supposed to have 3 teachers. How the fuck you gonna be out there saving people? You gotta do this shit, but I mean, he can't help but save people. What the fuck is he supposed to do? Black portal opens up. Shigaraki walks through that thing like he owns that shit, and a bunch of other villains come through. I was just like the first one to see it. And he tells the students, "Hey, y'all get back." They're like, is this part of the shit we doing? Like, nah, boy, these real villains, these real people, and they got it real lethal. Probably shouldn't have said that. That was, but that was the end of the episode. And just for a quick recap, I love the first half showing that they all want to be leaders, and that's what you really need if you want to be a hero. You have to be able to lead people in different situations. You never know when it's your time to step up. You can always be in the background if you want, but if you're going to be a hero, there's going to be a chance where you're gonna have to step up. And hey, they got villains they're about to fight, going into a new arc of the show in season 1, and basically who's going to step up. This is what we're getting now. But hey, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for coming on with me on this journey to rewatch all the episodes. And you know what? Come on here and talk about it because I like doing it. So I'll see y'all next time. Go to all those places I said before and follow your boy. Straight up. Peace.